Alright guys, it's timed edge. Just doing live London session. Let's see if we can catch something today. Looks like we've taken out that draw of liquidity had here that was created yesterday. It's a bit skeptical about taking a long from there. I'll go back through that in a minute anyway. First of all, we're going to start off on the bonds. Let's see what we got here. See if what profile we have on the bonds. I'm going to be filling out my journal, so I might just have a few seconds break every time I jot something down. Yeah, so we have a range daily profile on the bonds. Can't really use that information. Week 1 forms a range. What's the weekly profile for FX? It is a range as well, and we looks like we've just tapped into that CRT low on 6E. That was my draw of liquidity. We still have a level on 6S down here. I think we'll gradually draw to that as well, but if you can see here, my level was taken out. That was always going to be my level. That was why I was skeptical of taking a short yesterday. A long yesterday, sorry, from that level. It was a 5-second entry, but overall I was trying to fade the move. But I journaled something, learnt something. So it's a range weekly profile. All assets have run the low. Quickly mark that out. Previous week's low, and I can see what happened on the daily. Got a wick below there. Close, yeah. So quite clear draw of liquidity though on 6B as well. There's going to be liquidity below these lows here. So let's just get rid of that. We'll leave that one in on 6S. We have a range daily profile on the currency futures triad. That means I want to see stack confluence. To take a trade. Just going to mark the lows out as well. Oh, God's sake, this fucking OBS is playing up again. It's annoying me. See how we get on here. Looks like 6S and 6E have closed below. I just always drop down a time frame when I'm looking at the in terms of wicks and stuff. So if you can see here, we've got a couple of close below. Just means I'm looking for a continuation really. Wick below here, wick below Asia as well. Just indicates I'm looking for continuation. Let's get rid of that line. I'm a little bit late to start, so I do apologise. Got up a little bit late today. No real high time frame CRT. That's complete there. I know we have a draw underneath that, but that's not what we're talking about. Candles, ranges, and a range within a thick volume candle. So yeah, that's all gone. There's no 6 hour CRT either. That's gone. It's Wednesday, which is a high probability CRT day. All this stuff I say out loud, I journal, so I know. Go on the 15 minutes. I'm just going to mark out Asia into a range like this. Looks like we've got an expansion. If we've got an expansion in Asia, that's how do we profile the session? That obviously means that there's going to be an accumulation in London, right? Well, not all the time, but gives me some insight to what's coming yet. And all assets have broke below as well. Okay, so I'll go back out to the hour. Just get rid of that Tuesday's Asia range. Big, taken previous day's low, and so now we need some liquidity pools. If we're not gonna continue lower, we need some liquidity pools taken. Sell side liquidity pools for a buys, but Asia's clearly expanded. So that's an XAMD session profile. What I'll do is I'll mark out 50% in this scenario. We haven't got anything to trade into. There's no liquidity pools that I'm looking for in terms of higher time frames, so I need a little bit more. I need some confluence, right? And the equilibrium of the 6 hour is going to be a level that I'm going to use, especially as we wick below, close above, or hit 50% of the range. We know that to be true. So if one asset hits equilibrium of the 6 hour here, I am willing to take a trade. nothing to do at the moment. Looks like the draw of liquidity is still bearish for me. Oh, wrong one. Just setting a light for that level there. So if you were watching yesterday's stream, we were looking for a long here because this 6B took out took out previous week's low. 6B was probably the asset to take, to be honest, but I only trade 6E. There was a long setup. Let's go and try and break that down. What happened yesterday? So yeah, there was a setup after this candle, but to be honest, if the first candle ranges, then I know manipulation is going to happen at 15. There wasn't an entry on the 15, but this happened after. I normally don't trade at the midway point of the candle because it normally gets manipulated, but I did journal that the manipulation had already happened, and so the continuation was fine to take. But to be honest, I probably it would have been a break even anyway, because if you can see here, I probably would have moved stops break even and price trailed down again, and I would have got stopped out. So I can't congratulate my bad performance with just because the trade didn't work out. That's not how traders roll. But I was dubious about these equal lows here. When it's I don't mind if I don't mind if price come up here and we've got do you know what I mean, a little way to go, but a few ticks off the low. Yes, I'm waiting for that sweep, to be honest, and we did get the sweep. We were always pushing down. Anyway, 7:10. This is the time for a Judas. What kind of news have we got today? Let me just check the news. I know there's not necessarily going to be any dollar news because we've got the American government shut down at the moment, so it could be euro or pound or something though still. So anyway, nothing to write home about. Nothing going on. Just filling out my journal. So yeah, the reason for this idea is that all the assets have really, well, we've got two out of three assets closed below previous day's low. So basically I'm looking for something like this into this level to fade the move continuation down. Let's have a look on a daily, see where we are. Yeah, we've got nothing. This is all mitigated, there's no imbalances. So in terms of my idea is, if we have a 3 candle model, where's the draw of liquidity? It's going to be that low, right? Previous month's low is going to be a target, that's for sure. I will highlight that, put a key level there, because that is going to be a draw in itself. Candles are ranges, highs and lows of candles are where I use them for draws of liquidity. If you know I trade Romeo and CRT, so that is what I will look for. My draws of liquidity being the other end of the candle. So if we're looking at price though, it looks like we've had a massive expansion to the upside, right? We've got these liquidity above these highs, and now we're forming these relative equal highs here. If we come back into some kind of equilibrium of the range, so if we come back to EQ, you know, we've got like a little fair value gap there as well that caused the break. Dollar might get stronger. Could possibly see the dollar push into this level before it takes these highs. We shall see. But we could also see does this price begin to stay and stabilize here, and then we get this sweep of these, and then we pull back and go up. That monthly low definitely looks appetizing. Will we get down there today? Probably not. Look at 6B, that looks like that monthly low as well. We've still got that CRT. Price is just drawing. There's nothing here for it to bounce off though, so that's why price is just going to pull and keep coming down. There's no imbalances to feel. There's nothing for it to stop it. The only thing to stop it is that it's going to be that monthly low first, but then we've also got this low here. So it's just got liquidity void, and it needs to be filled. This has all been mitigated. Got that low there. There's going to be liquidity below that. Doesn't look like we're going to push up a little bit. It's a waiting game on the currency futures. Did that get above yesterday? That was the 6 hour. Oh, that was a nice short there above the 6 hour there at 5 o'clock, but I'm not trading that time, to be honest. No, it's definitely not. My trading day finishes at 4 PM GMT. That is enough hours on the day. That is enough hours on the day for sure. So yeah, looking for a continuation. We've got a lot of liquidity to fill. If you look here though, look at we've got SMT here at these highs. You know, could target this. I just showed you that we're in this. We need to pull back to, if we are going to start, if on the monthly chart, if we are going to start pulling back a lot, EQ of the range is going to be hit probably on the monthly. Sorry, I just need a quick drink. Right, let's go and mark up index chart. So I was waiting for this high to go yesterday. I posted it in the group and I couldn't get a short. Couldn't get a short. 245 was that? So my model didn't set up, but you know, not every day a trade is a trading day. Let's see how we get on today. There's going to be something juicy this week, I'm sure of it. Right, I'll start on the monthly. What we've had a bullish month. All assets are above. Still putting in all-time highs across the assets. This is YM, NQ, ES. Week 1 again, forms the range. See what the week's saying. I do this every day to just refresh my mind. Well, every day I trade, I'm refreshing everything so I don't forget anything. So you hold enough information when you trade, so write it down in front of you so you know what you're doing. Range weekly profile. We are not robots, we are human. Okay, so we got SMT at the highs. NQ, ES are taken high. Okay, so that's why I've marked out 50% the EQ of the previous week. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. If this is going to stay like this, you know, we got targets here, here, these lows, maybe even this full body candle here, that would probably be a target. That's probably a monthly low though. But anyway, trading above, probably a draw liquidity is EQ. We did trade into EQ here, but we've rejected it. I think YM's probably just going to stay, and we're probably going to run again if we're going to go lower. Let's see what the daily said yesterday. Did we get a close below? No, it's a range daily profile. So I want to have standard deviation, stack confluence even. Okay, nothing going on at the moment. Nothing going on. Let's drop down to the 6 hour, see if we've got anything, any CRT. Sorry, wait there. Let me just check the. No, it's all possible at the moment, isn't it? It's nothing exactly there. So there's no higher time frame CRT, and what I'm looking for there is on the 6 hour, daily and the weekly, and even the monthly 3 candle models. Because they mean more to me than divergence or sequential SMT. High prop CRT day. That means I'm interested, when it's a high probability CRT day, I'm interested in previous day's high, previous day's low on whatever asset class I'm trading. Let's see what Asia's done anyway. It's dropped down to the 15. Looks like Asia's expanded. I mean, oh no, it's ranged, and it's ranged. Let's profile the sessions of the day. See where we are. We know we're expecting accumulation in London on the FX chart. We've had a SMT at the highs there. You can see indicators clearly marking that. So where's our draw of liquidity? If we've had SMT, it's going to be Asia low, and then we're going to start running down to these lows. Okay, I don't start trading NQ until 8 AM GMT time, and Asia's ranged. Okay, so we're looking at an Asia range on index futures. That means London should create the wick. Let me just jot this down. So with a sweep above Asia like that, we've got, oh look at this as well, we've got these built up liquidity here. This is definitely going to be taken at some stage. If we go back to the weekly, we're probably going to rebalance the EQ of the weekly. There you can see that clear, because we've wicked above, so 50% comes our draw on one asset. But if we look here, when this swept, it was Tuesday and we had already mitigated the EQ, so, and we don't seem to be putting in new highs on YM, so I can imagine that the other end of the weekly range is going to be hit. So let's just mark that out. Put that as a key level. So that's probably our draw for liquidity on YM. You know, if we close below the 50%, well, it looks like we have. So tried a few times. Do you know what I mean? We bounced off that, failed to go back up. So yeah, that becomes our draw down there. But we trade what we see. If both sides of Asia have been swept, I'm not looking for a position. I'll wait for more confluences. We've got a range daily profile, so I need to see more, something stacked. Yeah, a bit of a waiting game this morning. I got a feeling there's going to be something nice today. I'm not interested in NQ if we start taking these lows, but to be honest, this is the draw of liquidity after we've swept here with the 6-hour SMT there, and then that becomes our draw as well. So it's a little bit of a waiting game. I don't think we're going to go back up. No reason to go back up. Bear with me 2 seconds. Oh, I try and book paddle courts for myself and I just never can get on. It's annoying. My internet's not very good, especially as I'm streaming at the same time. Yeah, so there is going to be a fair value gap created there, possibly. If we don't take out the low, maybe we could get something in above that to take out. But we shall see. It's going to be 8 AM anyway. I've got 30 minutes. Wick below, looking for the EQ of the 6-hour range. If we're looking for longs, we need London to form really to give us another liquidity pool to take, because the SMR level's miles away. We got that monthly low in, sorry. Maybe we get down there. I don't know. It's a waiting game. If this gets up here to EQ at 9 AM, that is, I'm very interested in that. Maybe you might find 6B getting up there. There's no draws of liquidity, so I'm not looking for any kind of like last kiss models. Definitely had that correct yesterday though. Sometimes that can build liquidity as well, but it's just the amount that was left there. I think it was like 2 ticks or something. It's itching to be taken. You would have been swept out of your position anyway, so up for break even, but it's not really the point. Bear with me 2 seconds. Just seem to be pushing. I mean, that was my initial first target, would be that weekly CRT. But we've got so much liquidity built up here, and we've got SMTs at the end, SMT at the highs, you can see there. Excuse me. Even that long I was looking at yesterday from the 6-hour SMT, that all would have been swept. The lows got swept on this candle, 9 AM candle. Didn't get an entry there either. I don't know what the fuck was going on yesterday. Price action was not behaving correctly. Lots of break even. You've got previous day's low there. If we run that sell side liquidity at Asia low, that means we've taken both sides of liquidity. We've got a range daily profile. I'm not interested in this at all until we get some higher time frame liquidity, and that would be the daily. So we need a daily liquidity pool to be taken. Or if we pulled into standard deviation or whatnot, but at the moment it looks like we're going to have both sides swept, and the SMR levels are miles away, so I'm not looking to do anything right now. 20 minutes to 8. If you're watching the stream, is the quality okay? Because I'm trying to work it out. It says I've got a warning, but then when I click off of it, it says that the thing is good. I have no idea. This is mostly the part of trading, just sitting and waiting patiently for something. And you have to be on the ball when something does turn up. 7 AM is often the due for FX. So if you see here, we're pushing up. There's nothing for us to take a long though. There's no reason for us to take a long. Even if we get into that monthly, yeah, I mean there's going to be liquidity below that low for sure. What is that? Is that a weekly low? Yeah, it is. It's that CRT low I was talking about. Just stabbing into that old low now. In all honesty, I think I probably need a another crack in correlation. I know I know I can fade the move off of that weekly CRT low. It would be nice to see a daily 6 hour. So London creates some liquidity pool, and then yeah, gives us something to trade from, to take the long if we're going to go long from here. Wednesday is distribution though, isn't it? Let's have a look at the days quick. Yeah, definitely range form accumulation. Distribution, then X. Maybe we see a pullback tomorrow. That monthly level looks previous month's low. There is going to be liquidity here, but if you see, we're tapping into it and not a lot's going on. But it is the time for a Judas, so price will manipulate into the level and go up. But I'd like to see some, if we're going to continue higher on the day, I'd like to see something built up like this. Take out London low, and then we take that long entry there, because if you can see here, Asia's expanded, so I want to see London. It might chop about a bit in London, and then we get something like this in New York. New York is designed for reversals, right? Right, we've got 20 minutes to 8. I think I'm going to go grab myself some breakfast. I'm going to leave the stream running. Not much we can do. I think NQ is going to take that low. Yeah, definitely. So in order for that, we need to look for a high time frame liquidity pool. Yeah, getting the right draws on liquidity, just not getting the entries I want. I said yesterday I wanted to see these highs go up here, and YM pull into this level. There was a SMR level there that I wanted to trade out. It formed the 1 hour, and then even with the rejection, wasn't the best. I said wait for the XX15, and we never got a sweep above on the 15 minute. And at that point, I just watch the rest of the price action crumble. Yeah, you can see there, just nothing happened. It didn't get the sweep there. Left that fair value gap. Highly irritating. Because then we just fucking plummeted. What was the 5 minute saying? Yeah, nothing juicy for us there. Excuse me. It's weird when I start moving the screen around, the this YouTube thing goes back to excellent, but when it's just standing still, it's as a warning sign. I suppose I just fucking leave it. It is what it is. If the quality's okay. Promise, if you're watching, you have to comment in the chat for me. See if it's if the quality's okay and you can hear me good. Okay, so NQ has taken Asia. Not really much for us to do now then. We've got this previous day's low. I'm going to go grab some my first breakfast. Get some protein in for the gym. $7.45. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go grab some breakfast. I'll be back. I'll leave the stream on. What's happening, bro? How are we? It's the only thing about these live streams. I've still got to, because I train a lot at the gym. I eat 4 or 5 meals a day. So I'm just, I have to get them in. So I just have to quickly nip off, eat, and then come back. It is what it is. Anyway, 8 a.m.'s opened. We've taken Asia low on index. So for me, I'm just waiting. It's a waiting game for us before we can do anything. Excuse me. Yeah. Both sides of Asia's been swept. My main thing I'm looking at is to see if 6B reaches this EQ up here. If we get that EQ in this next candle, then we could possibly look for a short. We do have to remember though that Asia's expanded and London is more than likely to accumulate. So to form the range for New York. Yesterday just didn't prove to be any good. I mean, even that Monday trade there, that was a whipsaw as well. You know, there was a couple of scenarios where you could have taken a trade maybe, but they would have took break even. And same with yesterday, right? The trade that I took yesterday would have got stopped out for break even at least. Before that even faded to move into that. There was a problem with these lows being built like that. It was always going to run the lows. Excuse me, sorry. So yeah, I mean, like I said, we are drawing into, that was the weekly level, wasn't it? And this is the monthly level. Sorry about that, I just needed to. So yeah, we could look to fade the move from this level for sure, considering it's the weekly CRT level. It's going to be there's a lot of liquidity resting below these lows here though, in terms of draws. So, and the 6 hour have all closed below, right? So that for me tells me that there's going to be a continuation, and we should look to get in at some EQ. Look at 6B now. That's given us what we want to see. Yeah, let's break down that Monday's price action there then, because I did have a look at it. I thought, because we got a daily cycle, didn't we, in this candle, this 11 a.m. candle. What did 6S take the low? Yeah, 6S took the 6 hour low, right? So, okay, so we got that in. We can wait for the CRT to form, and 6B took that low there. So, got the 11. So we could look to trade there. There's obviously a SMT there, a micro SMT. Let's just go back to don't know what that new feature is on Trading View there. That's press one more bar. So we got a full body candle close, right? So what are we looking for now? Let's drop down to the M1. Okay, so the first candle's broke. Okay, so we either need to see another sweep of liquidity or an inversion or something like that. Let's play price. But also with this, I want to be in the EQ of the range as well. So let's have a little look at this. I want it to be below this kind of level before we do anything. Play price. Keep pushing down. We're not going to get another sweep, are we? We need to see. Okay, so we're below EQ of that range. Still got a micro. Single leg expansion. What time is it? So if we get an inversion here, that might be a trade for us. I don't know what's happened. Excuse me. We started to invert that last fair value gap there. But even if we get that inversion, I need to see price pull back. So okay, yeah. So then I'll be looking at equilibrium of this. Right? If that is the case, we've inverted here. I'm not going to take a position like this. This is too much for me. Yeah, no, 11 pips is not what I'm looking for. I'm not. I'd want to see that invert that fair value gap and then come into EQ, and I don't think it does. Was there a precision swing point? No, there's no precision swing point. So this is what I mean. The last few days have been a little bit funny. Yesterday was the same, right? Offering up some shit on NQ, and then sweeping, and then lastly in 6E as well, setting up some crap. I just knew the market was. No, we don't get the tap in. So we got this. We created this fair value gap, which is lovely. I mean, if price come into that, I'd be all over it. But we don't. We just react from this breaker, and then we just run. And what time was that as well? I know that was still valid time. Time it come in there is okay. But the first candle broke, right? So there's no. You need to wait for another sweep. There's no precision swing point. You need an inversion. The inversion it doesn't hit 50%. It doesn't come down and tap you into the fair value gap. So I don't think you missed anything. Yeah, you could have held your original trade. What was that from down here? I can't remember how you entered. But yeah, was it this? Where was it, bro? You have to tell me. Was it in here? Was it in here first? Because you said you wouldn't have been taken out for break even, so it's good. So it can only be that low, right? Well, it's nice to see the timed edge indicator working, right? It works, the levels work. Put with. Yeah, I thought so. So what did you have? You had a 8 o'clock candle closed. We've taken out a previous week low, or previous day low, or whatever. Pulled into this Asia standard deviation. By the looks of it, all assets have run the low. So that means you're looking for a 15-minute. Excuse me. you get the sweep and the micro. Okay, so yeah. I mean, it's not. Yeah, you can use a 15-minute here. That's okay because we're in this. Because we got stacked confluence, stacked higher time frame confluence, right? We got a weekly, haven't we? Did we have a weekly? Maybe it broke, or did all assets break below? Or maybe we got a monthly then. I think it was a monthly, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a monthly. So we got stacked higher time frame confluence. Yeah, I was looking at the 15 Q standard, A standard was almost in the same area. Yeah, well, you've got a monthly and you've got an Asia standard deviation. So that's your two higher time frame confluences, right? Which is great. You can take that all day long. And then that means you can drop down to the 15 minutes, which you did. And so you got two ticks, then you got the, if break it down to the 15 minute low. First candle, well, it's a bit of a range, not on 6B for certainly, but the other two are okay. So yeah, you got a range form, that means you can look to trade at XX15, precision swing point below, right? You want to see that. What did we have here? Yeah, that's a perfect entry, that precision swing point there. Sorry, the one before it, isn't it? Yeah, one before it, that's a precision swing point. 0916. So it takes the low, gives us a precision swing point, which is a cracking correlation anyway, and then you look to trade it up. So this should have been this would have been your entry. Was this your entry, right, bro? Here. And to be fair, you've done nothing wrong by going break even, mate. You know, you've done nothing wrong. We formed this this low here. Yeah, you've done nothing wrong going break even. That's just managing your risk, managing your capital correctly. Okay, look, price has pulled back into this fair value gap. Excuse me. Sorry, I've had a little bit of a cold for the last week as well. But yeah, so we pulled back. More than likely that this should sweep the low, right? There's going to be liquidity below this low, so this I would have been break even too, mate. There's nothing, and the re-entry wasn't there, so you didn't miss anything, mate. You traded the plan and you executed correctly, right? You had two higher time frame confluences in a level that you could trade the 15 minute, right? Because you still need that to go down to the 15 minute, otherwise it's invalid. You know, the liquidity pool on the 15 minute is not the same as the hour, okay? So that's why you need to do that. But yeah, well done, mate. It's a good trade. It's good trade management, and you managed it correctly. I would have managed it exactly the same. There's no way I'm holding on to this to watch this price come all the way back in here 2 hours later. There's no way, because there's a level of liquidity here, because this is London low, right? You know, so this for me is going to be a liquidity zone, right? If you're short here, this would be my target to take out this low. You know, we're turtle soup traders, right? We want to see them lows go. So yeah, I'll be break even there all day long. And the 1 hour here, it didn't give us an entry. There's no. That's a massive inversion. If that was the 15 seconds, it'd be a bit different, right? But it's not. It's a 1 minute. The stop loss is massive. Oh yeah, okay, it does go fucking flying up to the moon, but you know, I want to see it come trade into this level, and then, do you know what I mean, and have some kind of something like this. you know, something like that. That's what I want to see there in that scenario. I don't want to see this, do you know what I mean, leaving this imbalance here. So you traded that correctly. It was just unfortunate, and it was Monday's price action as well, right? As soon as I saw this dump, and I was looking at the short yesterday, I was looking at short on Monday, and we didn't get anything. You know, my setups normally happen in the morning. I know that was the morning, and we did take previous week's low. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought we were going to carry on going lower because our draw is lower. I didn't expect us to get this bigger move. But yeah, you managed everything correctly, man. There's nothing to be ashamed of that. You should journal that proudly. That's a good one. Were all assets below that candle? Yes, they were. Yeah, so they definitely need to drop down. When all assets below need to drop down, and you have to make sure there's two higher time frame confluences. $6B not reaching that level. I think this is going to chop around today, especially in London session. It's 8:20 now. Yeah, 8:20 now. We're expecting accumulation, aren't we? So one of them. It's annoying I can't have you speak on YouTube lives. I don't know how you do that. I don't even know if you can do that. It's a whole new world to me, YouTube, to be honest. Yeah, like I say, I'm interested in the EQ of the 6 hour, definitely. If it plays ball. This just swept both sides, so I'm not interested. I want to see some higher time frame. Well, yeah, ideally, yeah, you will see something happen in New York, but we're not going to get FOMC today, bro, because of the US market still shut down. The government shut down, so we're not getting any economic data out of the US at the moment. There's nothing happening. NFP didn't even happen on last Friday, so whether they're gonna, well, they said they might do it on the 10th, which is this Friday. But they're yet to announce that yet. I don't know. My mate works for JP Morgan, doesn't he? So he gets all the data, and he sends it to me. So I'm literally waiting on, because he'll get the information before me. I'll just keep in contact with him, and then I'll let you know what's going on. But they'll probably announce it soon. Basically, what it is, they got the budget in the US, and the people didn't agree on the budget, right? So now there's what they call a shutdown until they can both come to some kind of agreement, and then they'll start releasing the data again. It's amazing how the market is moving, but it's not moving like it should. There's definitely, like, look at these moves. You know, straight up and down. That's very, very peculiar. Oh, what's going on? Oh, my internet just went fucking weird there. That's back up and running. But the Nasdaq still seems to be moving alright. Yesterday looking for longs there. What can I do, you know? I just knew price was fucking about again, and once you get these two wicks, price shouldn't come below that level again. But we do. We take these fucking things, man. They drive me mad. I've got. Okay, look at 6B. 6B. Come on, get up to that EQ. I want to see that at 9 a.m. That'd be lovely. Hopefully we can get something here. That'd be nice. I want one, if one asset taps into the level, remember I want the old liquidity pool taken by and then a new liquidity pool generated, so that one of the assets has to tap in first, yeah, and then we get the new liquidity pool taken. So that means this range would have to tap up here. Are we going to get up here? I don't know. Not in this, maybe not in this hour. I don't want to see the run of liquidity into it in the next candle, because that's not enough confluence for me. Remember, Romeo says old liquidity pool, then new liquidity pool. So you need to mitigate the old liquidity pool first before you create the new one. Not within the same candle. That's why with the 15 minutes on the Monday trade, you need the two higher time frame liquidity pools to be there, you know, to stack in your favour, rather than, because the 15 minutes not enough. It's too little. Bear with me two seconds. I'm just going to mute you for a second. Yeah, sorry about that. I've got some, like, I don't know what they are. They're insects. They're just flying through the window, and I have to fucking drive me mental. I don't know if they're like trying to nest in my house. Fuckers, mate. Anyway, like 6B is definitely pulling up, isn't it? This is obviously the stronger of the assets as well. It's 8:35. We've still got 25 minutes left of the hour as well. So waiting for this hourly range to form. See if we get something juicy here. Okay, 6B has tapped into that liquidity pool. See how it behaves here. Really interested to see if this, how this range ends. This obviously needs another higher time frame liquidity pool now. That's either London to form, excuse me, yeah, London to form, or a standard deviation. I don't think we're going to get a standard deviation. Oh, we're going to start running up into these highs. Maybe YM might reach this high actually. I'll mark this out. YM's the one with the built up liquidity as well for the short. NQ left all this. EQ of that fair value gap might be hit as well. definitely might be hit. Interesting price action we're getting here now. This looks like we're pulling up. I want to see that wick created at the end. So it gives us a good microcycle. If we're going to go in, it'll probably be 908. Will be the microcycle we're looking for. If we don't get if the first candle breaks anyway, to wait for that second. I'll tell you what's on my mind is that this key level, the weekly, you know, if that weekly CRT level there, that is, I am thinking about this level, and you can, it's a level you could use to fade or draw. It's a key level, isn't it? In theory. But price will tell us what it's doing anyway. On the open, it will see. The only thing is for targets, isn't it? If price is going to carry on running lower, well, I mean, we're buying in discount of the leg, aren't we? We're selling in discount. We've just swept that. I mean, the monthly low, maybe. I'd have thought we'd have to come up a little bit higher. Let's see what happens. See what this gives us. I'm going to concentrate on the open, high, low, close here as well on this candle. If we open and start going down, we expect we can anticipate a bullish bar, right? Especially if it goes down in the first quarter. Excuse me. 8:45. We've got 15 minutes left of this hourly range. Still a waiting game. This looks horrendous. Just chopping around. Now in a range. I have to wait till the range is truly broken. Two seconds, mate. I just got to take a phone call. Sorry about that. Looks like we're getting a close up to that equilibrium of that 6 hour. NQ is running higher as well. The only level we'll be able to want to look to short from is this Q standard deviation. So once we get up there, if we get up there, then I could look to sell this. Or unless we wait for 11 o'clock where the new London high is formed. Give us a new liquidity pool to trade from. It's a range daily profile. So yeah, we need stack confluence. Wick below the 6 hour range, close above. That's what's happening at the moment, so we'll mitigate EQ. Looks like we're closing above EQ there though. We'll see what happens then. We'll start to mark the highs. Our range high. Okay, so we've got 1 minute to go, 2 minutes to go to the end of the hourly range. We've got a crack in terms of equilibrium one asset is above. We are in extreme discount. Our draw is going to be lower. I am very much aware of this taking the weekly CRT level. Okay, let's drop down to the M1, see what's going on. So yeah, it's going to be 908 before we can do anything anyway. All assets are above previous microcycle. So we have to monitor it anyway. Very important open this is. See what goes on. First candle breaks, not good. Formed equals. Let's check the CFD data. It's a waiting game anyway. We've got 8 minutes to wait till the next microcycle comes in. Six B above. 6B is above hourly range. Not going to get a micro though, just because microcycle's already above. If all assets break above, we haven't got another liquidity pool to trade from, so I'm not interested in this trade if all assets break above, and that'll be the end of this London session stream. $6B is the stronger asset out of all of them though. The euro and Swiss is definitely weaker. Stronger is dollar in this instance. So see what's going on here. Six minutes until the new microcycle comes in. I do not want to see all assets take this high. We've not got stacked higher time frames, so there was no trade for us. Cannot start breaking it down to the 15 minutes. We can only do that when we've got stacked higher time frame confluence. Four minutes to the next microcycle. Doesn't look promising though, I'm not gonna lie. I think this is a no trade, mate. I think this is just gonna pop the high. Yeah, like it has. Okay, mate, I think I'm gonna call this stream. I'm not gonna get a micro. We need another more. We need a bit more liquidity pool. Sorry, we need another liquidity pool formed. So maybe at 10 AM we might get something. And that's fair enough. If there is something at 10 AM, I'll jump back on a stream, mate, with you. I'll do it on Discord with you. But I'll be back here. What we got? Range, daily profile. Yeah, so 12 AM I'll be back. 12 AM. So 10 to 12 I'll be back on a live. So we've got a little bit of time. And then I'll be back. If there's anything you need or anything you want me to go through, let me know and we can do it in Discord. No worries. Well, there's too many liquidity. Do you know what I mean? We've got one crack here, then we've got no cracks on the terms of the lower time frame. So, and then the micro hasn't even started yet. It's got another couple of minutes, and all assets are above the high, so we can't break it down to the 15 minute because we haven't got that stacked thing. So. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Promise, for tuning in, mate. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Let's hope we grab something a little bit later. 12 PM. Sorry, 10 to 12. I'll be back on. And we can go through some stuff, man. Thank you very much, mate.